things will go according to plan. So today I'll be sharing about some of the things that happened at DevHacks that didn't quite have easy solutions that we experienced last year, from last-minute menu changes to technology failures to unexpected speaker dropouts. So just like how hackers work quickly to build a project in a super short amount of time, successful hackathon organizers should keep a proactive mindset to keep their event running smoothly. In software testing, there are two measures that are helpful to keep in mind, which are severity and priority. These are used to evaluate how to solve bugs. And I think that it's really helpful to apply these principles to solving hackathon issues as well to find quick wins and fixes. So first off, severity means how much a bug will affect the functionality of your software. And then priority is a term that defines how fast we need to fix that bug. So just to go over a few quick examples, the first one is something that is super severe and timely, which could be something like venue cancellation, because there might not be enough time to find an alternative location. So kind of the hackathon is at risk of not happening. And something that's not quite as severe, but still pretty timely, could be low workshop attendance for a sponsor workshop, because it's good to take immediate action to encourage participation for this. And then something that's pretty severe but not as timely could be bad internet connectivity, because people might be able to still find workarounds like going to a library or using their personal hotspot, but it's still pretty impactful to all the hackers at the hackathon. And then lastly, something that's not so severe or timely could be if hackathon t-shirts don't arrive by the start of the hackathon, because hackers might be a little disappointed to not see the t-shirts, but you can easily distribute them later to your hackers as well. So overall, the goal is to minimize all of these issues to know, but I find it very handy to use severity and priority as measurements to know what to attack first when it seems like a bunch of things are on fire all at once. And the key to addressing high severity and high priority issues is effective communication. It's good to establish clear lines of communication with your team, sponsors, and participants to ensure that everyone is informed and engaged. You can use walkie-talkies for something like an outdoor hackathon or event like Hackathon, or real-time communication channels like Slack or Discord. Even a super active iMessage chat works, but you might end up with a lot of chaotic messages like these and hundreds of notifications. While it's impossible to predict every challenge, it's good to proactively identify risks and create contingency plans. Some things are hard or even impossible to anticipate, like inclement weather, campus emergencies, or logistical issues. But I would just like to share a few issues that happened at DevHacks last year. So last year, our closing speaker was a no-show during her scheduled time. So to end strong, we ended up gathering mentors, volunteers, and sponsors to share their takeaways from the hackathon instead. We also had our overnight venue canceled a month before DevHacks happened last year and struggled to find a place for hackers to sleep. And this year, we're kind of taking a more preventative approach by planning more in advance and getting written confirmation from the venue before the hackathon happens. Also, don't be fooled by the smiling face in this photo, because the food at DevHacks last year was honestly really uninspiring. I feel really bad after the videos talk earlier, because we made the mistake of catering exclusively pizza at the hackathon because we had a tight budget. We ended up having to suggest a lot of nearby off-campus food places for people when they got sick of pizza, but definitely something to avoid in the future. In addition to preparing backup plans, one of the greatest assets of a community of a hackathon is its community. I suggest engaging with mentors, volunteers, and sponsors to leverage their expertise and support during challenging times. We were really grateful to our MLH rep, Jackie at DevHacks, who helped us stay calm when our closing speaker didn't show up and our room bookings were canceled. It's also a good idea to conduct post-event retrospectives to evaluate what worked, what didn't, and how you can improve in the future. I think it's also great to celebrate the creativity of participants who adapt and deliver remarkable projects despite obstacles. And personally, one of the most memorable prize categories I've seen at Hackathon was Hackcons's jankiest quick fix category with a screwdriver prize. I think this is something that would be really valuable for hackathons to add in the future, and I know it's definitely adding to our DevHacks rubric this year. So as an organizer, it can be stressful to navigate these last-minute issues, but just remember that you're never alone and that you have a whole team's worth of ideas and inspiration to find solutions.